the latest game that is coming by Atlas, Metaphor Refantazio, I think I said it right, is by far one of the most anticipated games that I have for the year of 2024. Now, this is a game that's about 7 years in the making, and I gotta say, I absolutely loved it. I played the demo, just finished playing the demo. Amazing art style, combat, characters, narrative. I'm loving it so far. So much so as, I've been seeing some comments on Twitter, particularly two things. One of them being, some people feel like the graphics for this game is outdated, kind of looks like a PlayStation 3 type game. And then the second issue at hand is I'm seeing people saying that the story is too basic. I'm going to address the first part about the graphics. Now, I don't know about you, but I just absolutely adore how this game looks. I don't really understand how people can have a problem with what's being shown. I think it has kind of that nice charm to it, and it's kind of more of a darker themed game, completely different. I know people, one of their biggest gripes with this game is they say that this is just a fantasy Persona. What's wrong with that? Isn't that game like top 10 in Metacritic of games ranked of all time? Like, this is exactly what it should be going for, and I don't think it is a carbon copy or a copy of Persona. It is more so just similar. It's similar. It's taken all the good, comfortable aspects of the game that we like the combat, like social links, but in this it's a little different, it's a little revamped. And I think it's took all this stuff and made it into an open world. And we have archetypes, I know, very similar to Personas, but so far in the demo I haven't really felt like I'm just playing a reskinned Persona. It has felt like it has been a game that holds on its own identity, which I appreciate. I would say this game is very different from any Persona game, and maybe you would kind of call it a hybrid between a Persona and a Shin Megami Tensei game, which if you want to do that, absolutely go ahead, because like I said, those are two good games, good game series. So it's like, what kind of negatives are we seeing? Now, second aspect, going over the story of the game, it does have what some people are saying is just a straightforward, basic story. But to be honest with you, I don't mind it, because I'm gonna tell you right now, I loaded into this game, and like I said before, I think the game looks beautiful. I think the menus look beautiful. I think everything about it looks beautiful. But I can't even lie to you, I opened this game and I was overwhelmed off the get-go. I mean, even when you're doing combat, even when you're just running around, yeah, it can kind of get a little hectic and you can kind of lose track of what's going on. But I think that's just genuinely what you're supposed to get when you first start a game. Especially when you start a journey like this, where we're gonna be soaking in about 100+ hours of this game. That's what they confirmed. That's what Atlas confirmed. So absolutely, I don't mind. I'm pretty sure by the time I get to hour 20, or maybe even earlier than that, my bad, even earlier than that, I will probably get used to the design of the game, all the different colors, all the different animations, because this game's got a lot of different animations, a lot of stuff in your face, pop in your face, splatters, all this type of stuff, and I love it. I absolutely love it. Who would have thought you put kind of a medieval theme to this? And by the way, I swear, I feel like every single kind of medieval game, every time game like this with fantasy, they always use British people. I played this game in Japanese and I played it in English. What I actually love about this game, which I don't think anyone talks about, is you can switch from Japanese to English voice whenever you want in the settings, which I love. I know that's like such a small thing to point out, but I absolutely love that, because sometimes maybe I feel like I want to listen to some part of the story in Japanese, some points of the story I want to listen in English, and it allowed me to also get an opportunity to listen to how both of the voices sound, whether in English or Japanese. I have been playing it majority in English. I will say I do appreciate the fact that the main character does actually say lines while you pick certain dialogue options for him. But to be honest, I'm so used to protagonists just being so silent. But I think this does a fine lining job with that. I know that it's like some people are opposed to that completely. They're like, no, I want my main character to always be talking and stuff like that. But I did appreciate how when you have a silent protagonist, you kind of feel immersed within this person. This character in particular, you know, he kind of will just talk whenever you pick certain dialogues. He is a bit quiet, but he'll talk when he needs to talk. I kind of like that. I appreciate that. I don't think we want to yapper every single time we play this game. But yeah, also, I want to go ahead and go over some of the characters we met so far. So Gallica, I guess this is your supposed, and I'm going to be comparing this a lot to Persona. I apologize, but I just have to. It's made by the same company. It's made by the same developers. Kind of have to. I'll say Gallica is kind of like your Teddy or Morgana of this game, from what it seems like so far, which I don't mind. She's cool. We'll see how she goes continuing on. I know this is supposedly the prologue of the game. I'm still not completely exactly sure if this just picks off of some random point of the beginning of the game or if there's other stuff to it, because I we don't really know how they met each other, so I'm assuming that this is not how they meet, and we'll eventually find that out, which I'm very curious about. So then we have Gallica. We also have Stroll. I like him a lot. I think he's pretty cool. Usually the first character that gets introduced to us is someone that is usually wacky and fun, but this guy, he's cool. He's real noble. He prides himself well. He's all about class. He's a classy type guy, which I mess with. And I think he had a fair introduction. I think it was pretty natural. It didn't feel like it was kind of forced. It just felt natural. Met him in the army enlisting. And yeah, I mean, no issues there so far. Gotta say though, with combat, I love the fact that you can kind of see a hybrid between it just being a normal hit slash and then being able to go into turn-based combat. And if you're actually stronger than the opponent by a lot, you can actually just finish them without even having to go into turn-based combat. I think that's nice. It's nice to have a little mix in it. Not always having to go turn-based, especially when it comes to enemies that are just weak. You just kind of want to get them out the way. I think it does a good job of making you feel that way. Like, oh, I'm strong, so I'll just slash them, get them out of the way. Don't got to worry about them anymore. But yeah, I gotta say too, probably my favorite part about this entire demo so far is the music. When I launched this game, and that shady dude in the beginning starts talking to you, and that beautiful music just starts oozing from your ears, I'm like, dude, who composed this? Who actually composed this? It was beautiful. And I honestly cannot wait for whatever songs they do in the future. I know the final act of this game is going to have some fire-ass music. But I do like the idea of there being the fantasy world and then their world. Now, I'm not sure where they're exactly going to go with that. I think it's cool. Me personally, I haven't actually played a game like that that's done that type of concept. So probably those who have seen that kind of concept, maybe that's where the criticism is coming from. But for me, this is fresh. So I must have gotten lucky or something, but I'm going to be privileged and have the ability to play this game with a narrative that I've never been exposed to for the first time. And I honestly cannot wait. Really, really, really love this demo. I was probably going to wait until this game went on sale just because, I'm trying to save money. Spending about $60 on a game, $70 on a game is it's a bit rough. But honestly, now I'm like, do I pre-order it? Do I do this? I know for sure I'm gonna buy it full priced. I want to play it in October when it comes out. I loved it. Thought it was wonderful. I hope you guys enjoyed the game, the demo, when you played it. If you didn't, you know, that's completely fine. Maybe when the game fully comes out and if you give it a chance, maybe it'll go well for you. I'm curious to see what other people review it and what they give it. But so far, throughout my own opinion, I loved it and I felt really immersed into the world. I want to see where they go with it. It seems like discrimination is going to be a heavy theme within this game, which is a topic I do, you know, why not? Let's go ahead and let's take a look at it. That is definitely though a type of concept that I actually saw in Tales of Arise, which I love that game. I got the platinum on that game because that game was just fire. I haven't played the DLC, but if it ever goes on sale, I might have to give that a go. But if we get anything like a Tales of Arise type of story here, I'm all for it. This game is longer than Tales of Arise, so they got a lot more opportunity to fully fledge stuff out and make things go crazy. It's Atlas. I'm ready. I played most of their games. Let's get it.